So
He knew he was dying.
he knew he was dying, so he just decided to get fucked up, but he survived. In survival situations, having all that warm blood away from the vital organs means that the drinker is at a greater risk of hyperthermia. However, Canadian hypothermia expert Gordon Geisbrecht figures in the minus 2 degrees Celsius temperature of the North Atlantic, the water was cold enough to quickly tighten Johin's blood vessels and cancel out any effects of the alcohol. So then, at low to moderate doses of alcohol, cold will win out, says Geisbrecht. The University of Manitoba professor has performed hundreds of cold water immersion studies. What Johin would have had, however, is the awesome life-saving power of liquid courage. Alcohol remains a leading cause of humans getting into fatal situations, including freezing to death. Nevertheless, the relaxing qualities of the drug have long been known to give humans an uncanny ability to survive trauma.
This reminded me of the story of the lady that passed out in the snow, and her friends found her like the next day, and they brought her in, and she was still alive.
Yeah, they're saying right here, in the ER, cold patients who are really drunk can walk in, and they're conscious at a temperature that they shouldn't be. So being drunk keeps you alive. Keep scrolling down a little more. That's it?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. His actions might speak to a man unfazed by impending disaster. Immediately upon hearing the collision with an iceberg, the chief baker leapt out of his bunk and began dispatching his staff to stock the lifeboats with bread and biscuits. This done, he popped back into his cabin for a drink before heading topside to help load lifeboats. Not only did Joaquin, however I say his name, Joaquin, refuse his own place on a boat, but there's no men like that today. But he and a few other men began forcibly chucking reluctant women into empty seats, likely saving their lives. He said, "We threw them in," he testified later. Top deck of the increasingly listing Titanic was mostly cleared of lifeboats by 1:30 a.m. To most, this was a panic-inducing sign that all hopes of rescue was gone. But to whatever his name is, it was a cue to head back to his cabin for another drink. So this dude's just getting fucked up. He sat down on his bunk and nursed it along, aware but not particularly caring that the water now rippled through the cabin doorway, wrote historian Walter Lord in A Night to Remember.